Other headlines. The U.S. is getting aid from more than 40 countries, aid of one kind or another. Britain is taking direct part in the airstrikes. U.S. officials say the nation is now on high state of alert now that the U.S. airstrikes have begun. American relief flights to aid Afghan refugees are scheduled to begin food drops tomorrow morning, Afghanistan time, flying in from Western Europe. Let's go to CBS.
Missions on more of the higher priority Taliban kinds of targets.
Airstrips, radar installations.
Command and control, intelligence centers, things like that we have a...
Yeah, we're at the top of a mountain called Top Daraz, about 20 miles, less than 20 miles from Kabul. And we're at the top of this mountain hearing a number of loud booms, real rumbling booms, and then some flashes. We're tucked in about, less than a mile, I should say, about 1,000 meters from the front line here, kind of tucked in behind a stone wall. Everyone's telling us to stay low because the Taliban does have positions less than a mile away. But we have a clear, unobstructed view as we look south towards Kabul. The moon's about 3/5 full, so there's a lot of light, a lot of stars, and the rumbling and the booms have just started to pick up within the last 5 or 10 minutes or so. We're still waiting to see the booms.
I'm going to continue talking as we show these live pictures from Kabul. The Associated Press reporting that there is thunderous explosions and the rattle of anti-aircraft fire that's been heard throughout the Afghan capital. Electricity has been shut off, according to the Associated Press as well. We're going to keep showing these live pictures from Kabul as we continue talking. We're just now being told, Senator Edwards, that Pentagon sources have confirmed to our own military affairs correspondent Jamie McIntyre that the attack, the U.S. strike, has in fact begun, that what we are seeing and hearing in Kabul are in fact the sights and sounds coming from a U.S.-led attack on positions in and around Kabul. And this picture that we're now seeing, by the way, is courtesy of Al Jazeera television, a cable news network based in Qatar in the Persian Gulf. These are exclusive pictures. We do have our correspondent Kamal Haider. He's on the telephone right now from somewhere in Afghanistan. I want to bring him in. Kamal, if you can hear me, tell us what you are seeing and hearing from your vantage point. Kamal, here's Ari Fleischer right now. Yeah. Kamal, stand by. Ari Fleischer is walking in.
Another front in our war against terrorism, so freedom can prevail over fear. The President will address the nation at 12:50. Thank you.
All right, when did the President give the order?
That's it. We heard Ari Fleischer say at 12:50 Eastern Time, in about 7 or 8 minutes from now, the President will be addressing the nation about what is going on. Clearly, the U.S. has begun its strike against targets in and around Afghanistan. If Kamal Haider, our reporter somewhere in Afghanistan, is still available, are you there, Kamal?
Yes, Wolf, I'm here. In fact, just 2-3 minutes ago, I got a call from my men in Kandahar city and our office there. They said that they heard very loud explosions far away towards the airport, as well as the electric power supply center within the city, or possibly higher in the near the Kajaki area. But they said they heard very loud explosions and the ground shook, and that they can and that Kandahar is deprived of electric power. Wolf.
So now we hearing from you that Kandahar has also been attacked, and of course we're getting reports from Kabul that there's been an attack there. The White House press secretary Ari Fleischer just a moment or so ago saying the President will be addressing the American public in about 6 or 7 minutes from now. Our Major Garrett, our White House correspondent, is standing by at the White House. Major, what do you know about what's going on?
Well, Wolf, we know this. When the President arrived here about 10:40 Eastern Time, he went straight to the Oval Office, obtained some papers, went back to the residence. I can tell you the President's chief speechwriter, Mike Gerson, is here in the building, has been for the good part of the morning. President's Chief of Staff, Andrew Card, many members of the President's senior staff here in the building. That's unusual for a Sunday, to say the very least, even on a Sunday. The United States has been for a good long while on a war footing. As Ari Fleischer said, the President will make a statement at 12:50 in the campaign. One front of the campaign against terrorism has begun. So in his words, freedom can prevail over fear.
The first effort here will be cruise missiles directed at air defense locations. The first thing the U.S. wants to do is neutralize some of the air defenses. That gives them more latitude to attack other targets and to bring in manned aircraft. Among the first targets is also expected to be terrorist training camps in Afghanistan, on the chance that there still might be some people there, even though there has been a lot of telegraphing of this strike today, including statements from the Northern Alliance that they believed the attacks would help today. But again, these explosions that we're seeing coincide with the U.S. plans for the first cruise missiles to start landing at targets in Afghanistan, and Pentagon sources confirm that the attack against targets in Afghanistan is underway.
Proximities here, Kabul to the north, the capital, and then Kandahar to the south, not terribly far from the Pakistani border, to give you some idea. If General Clark is hooked up, perhaps we could not... Okay, before we go to you, Wes, let's go to Major Garrett at the White House. Major?
Yes, Aaron. The President will be addressing the nation very, very shortly.